So I should call it a nighty night. I don't know what I should call it, but I hope we'll have an amazing session. It's a little late at night, but I'm guessing you guys must be active. Um, so in Jaipur, we are having a night lockdown, something of that sort. After 7 p.m., 8 p.m., nothing moves. And then we start moving only in the morning at around 6:30 a.m. So I'm presuming all of you must be really fresh and we can start our session. So please let me know who all are there. All right. So this is session 2, grammar and vocab. So last time we met, I was still gauging how we are at learning things. So I decided to make this session a bit more simpler. So we'll start simple and we'll take it to the complexities. All right. So please let me know कौन log hain. In the last session we revised articles. ठीक है. Articles में I don't have to tell you when you have to put a and the. What I had to tell you was the exceptions. All right. Good evening Adarv and good evening Paki. So articles we revised that part. We did the exceptions. We did almost all the exceptions which might be related to articles, and there was a very good question last time. Good evening Vaishnavi, good evening Chetan. So somebody had asked me, ma'am, you said that European has a Y sound and that's why we use a European instead of an European. Then why not we use an ear with ear instead of a? Now, this is one of those exceptions where even though the sound is that of a vowel, you still end up using a. So, these are the kind of things we discussed in the last session. Good evening, Srishti. Srishti, I don't remember you from the last session. I remember Chetan and Vaishnavi. Paki and Adar were from the other session. And Soham is also new. So, Srishti and Soham, I guess it's your first class with me. Am I right? ऐसा ही है शायद, right? So good evening, good night, whatever you want to call it. We'll still call it a good evening because I haven't ended the session. So I'm Siddhi Bangard. I did my MBA in HR from XLRI and I've been teaching for a while. I was teaching while I was preparing for civil services, and then I ended up joining corporate after my MBA, came back to teaching. So this is the Telegram group. You can join. You're already with Ronak, I guess, most of you who are the new people here. This is because I also take VARC sessions for the MBA exams as well as the GK sessions for the MBA exams. So if GK and English interest you like it does to me, I'd be happy to host you in my sessions. And this is my Unacademy group link. You can follow me there. All right. Yes, I know Adharv, you were there. Okay. Yes, Srishti, it is your first class. So I had this course on GK for the MBA exams. So if you are interested in knowing about Indian art and history and culture, Indian economy, geography, polity, corporate GK, or international organizations, this is the go-to course. This is a plus course which I just finished off. So it's a very recent course. So all those who want to prepare for MBA, right, are preparing for MBA, this is the go-to course because all the static GK has been covered under one course. It's a 10-hour course. All right. The PPTs, the PDFs, the video is all available on the Unacademy Plus platform. So you can go and check it under my name. This is how the course page looks like. All right, we finished it off in November. With that, today's agenda will be SVA or subject verb agreement, which is, what do you call? If you start grammar, right? When you talk about grammar, the first thing they teach you is the sentence, right? They tell you about subject and predicate. So Ram is a good boy. Ram will be your subject, is a good boy is your predicate. That's how you start grammar. If you have seen Wren and Martin, most of you must have seen that by now. So subject verb agreement is the next topic that you do because a sentence is actually made up of a subject and a verb. That's what a sentence is. Without a subject and a verb, there is no sentence. So if these two are the integral parts, then definitely they need to have an agreement as per the terms and conditions or the TNC apply of grammar rules as per Queen's English. So we'll be doing these rules today. I'm not going to teach you the usual rules, which is to be used with what. I'm going to teach you the exceptions because that is where the errors lie and that is what we need to learn. The rest, we all use spoken English, so we are all very comfortable. But nonetheless, we'll be starting with simple exercises, moving on to the more difficult exercises. All right? Yes, Tiwari, I saw you. And then we'll do some interesting vocabulary questions. So you guys tell me, you want to do the interesting vocabulary questions first or you want to go ahead with subject verb agreement? जो करना है वो कर सकते हैं. Whatever interests you more, we'll go with the majority because there's no other way for me to decide. Hello AJ. So let me know, what do we want to do? We want to do SVA or we want to do some interesting vocab questions first? So you can use, all those who are new, you can use my code SBUS to get a 10% off on the Unacademy subscriptions if you're preparing for MBA, any MBA exam for the next 3 months. That will be 7875. If you are still in college planning for a long-term 1-year program, that's 12 months 15750 and 24 months 18900. So this is the discounted price after using my code SBUS or Siddhi Bangard on Unacademy Plus. So this will enable you to watch all the plus courses which are more structured and obviously the content quality is very, very high. So with that, we want to do vocab at the end. All right. So Kajal, good to see you. I recognize you from the previous class. Subject verb agreement से actually शुरू करते हैं because grammar के basics देखते हैं पहले and trust me, it's going to be exciting and interesting. So as I just told you, a sentence is incomplete without a subject. You need to know what you're talking about, right? That's very basic. And verb, what the subject is exactly doing. तभी तो हम बात करते हैं कुछ बताने के लिए. For example, Seema is singing. So Seema is the subject, singing is the verb, right? इनके अंदर agreement होना बहुत जरूरी है. What do we mean by agreement? So agreement actually means there can be two types of subjects, singular and plural. When I talked about Seema is singing, Seema is one person, she's a singular subject. That's why we use the verb is. Alright. Now, if I say birds are flying, then birds is a plural subject, the verb should be are. Right. This is the kind of agreement which we are talking. Now, this was in layman terms, right? In very simple terms, I was explaining it to you. We have to accomplish this whenever we are talking about grammar. It's the grammar 101. 101 means it's the AB initio of grammar that we have to ensure that there is subject verb agreement, which means if there is a singular subject, there will be a singular verb, and if there is a plural subject, there will be a plural verb following it. And whatever modifiers, whatever additional phrases that come into the sentence, they should not disrupt this subject verb agreement that we need to have in a grammatically correct sentence. All right. Everybody clear about what we are exactly trying to achieve here? Because now we'll, succeed it with a small exercise, right? This is a very easy grammar exercise. All right. We'll do the first 4 sentences pehle. So I want you to answer me 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash and 4 dash, so on. And then after we are done with the 8 sentences, we'll do a quick score so that I can gauge what is the level of my class. So that if you have any doubts, I will be able to fine tune it. If I see that my class is doing relatively well, we can move on to the more difficult exercises. Is that clear to everybody? किसी को कोई questions, कोई problems, कुछ भी है? Vaishnavi though knows my teaching style, I've already taught her. The rest of the people also, a lot of people know already that. Srishti, you are new to my class and if you're still here, so are you okay? Everybody good to go? Chetan, Soham, Tewari, Adhar, Priya, Kajal, everybody good to go? Chale fir? Fine then. You have 1 to 1.5 minutes. Solve the first 4 and read them carefully. All right, last 45 seconds. Chetan already answered me. Very good. All right, time's up. So Vaishnavi has answered, Kajal has answered. 4 का आंसर चेंज किया वैष्णवी ने. तिवाड़ी, अधर, anybody else? ये आसान था. Now keep a score. ठीक है, so keep a score of the 8 things that we'll be doing. So that will enable me to gauge the level of the class and then we can fine tune. And I'll tell you the exceptions also. Okay. The first one is actually quite easy. The schedule of courses and classes often bewilders new students. So it should be bewilders. Alright, option number B. I guess Chetan, Vaishnavi, Tiwari, Adharv and Srishti, all of you got it correct. It's bewilders. And now not bewilder, why? Because as I told you, the verb has to go with the subject and not with the things that are coming in between. What is confusing the students? So there is another word for bewilder also called bemused, which confuses somebody. So that's just vocab part. So it's not the courses and classes, it's the schedule. Schedule is what? Singular. That means it should have a singular verb. Bewilder is what? It's a plural verb. You use the S form of the verb when you talk about a singular subject. So the schedule bewilders new students. Even without writing this would have made sense. The schedule of so and so something, anything, you can replace it by anything. Bewilders new students, because bewilders here is being used for the subject schedule. Is that okay? Shrishti, Adhar, anybody who got this incorrect? Kajal, is it okay? Kajal and Paki, समझ आया है? ठीक है? So the first one is B, bewilders. Now, communication among family members. So communication among members नहीं, plural नहीं है. We're talking about the family here. Family के अंदर communication plays a very important part. So it should be plays, because family is a singular subject. We're not talking about the members here. So again, option number B. Yes, you are late, Akshay. Join us in. So join us from the 5th sentence onwards. Alright. So who got this one correct? I guess most of you got this correct. Yes, most of you got this correct except for Shrishti. Shrishti, it's option number B. Okay? Are you still with me? Now, option number 3. Question number 3 is actually thoda sa difficult and interesting. Now, the singular form of data is datum. Alright. Data itself means we are talking about plural things here. So it cannot be this, it has to be these data, whatever you have collected, the information are interesting because it's a plural verb, it's a plural subject, it needs to have a plural verb. So these data are interesting. किसी का गलत हुआ है या पूरा सही हुआ है ये? So I can see that 3 का A. Okay. सृष्टि अभी समझ आ गया है? Yes, Prashant, that is BB. 3 is BB. And Paki got this correct. Very good. Adhar, 3 का AA नहीं है, BB है. These and are. Do you get the answer? Why? Because datum is the singular form of data. Data is plural. तो plural के साथ plural verb, that is are. That's why it is important for us to know सिंगुलर प्लूरल सब्जेक्ट्स के भी क्या होते हैं, ठीक है। तिवाड़ी तूने एक ही आंसर क्यों किया है, 3 का ए कर दिया है, तो फिर दूसरा वाला क्या होएगा, A1 होएगा, नहीं होएगा, क्या होएगा, ठीक है। ओके, लेट्स कम टू ऑप्शन नंबर 4 और सेंटेंस नंबर 4. 2 credit cards or a driver's license is required. Now why is, why not are? हम तो बोल रहे हैं 2 credit cards के बारे में, but if you see there is an or here, or दोनों में से कोई एक चाहिए, ठीक है। So if this was an and actually joins things. Now if you are talking about this and this, that means you're talking about 2 things. And का मतलब ही 2 चीजें हो जाता है, तो 2 चीजें होती है प्लूरल हो जाता है, or means either of these, one of these, right? So then since the verb will go with the subject that precedes it, right? Here we are talking about driver's license, which is singular. We are not talking about 2 credit cards. Otherwise, if we would have written a driver's license or 2 credit cards are required. But since here, just before the verb, in the case of an or, so the rule is, in case of an or, the subject that precedes the verb, if it is singular, the verb is singular. If it is plural, then the verb is plural. Since here the subject is singular, the verb will be singular is. So it will be is. Fourth is. ठीक है, अभी तक रूल्स क्लियर हैं सबको? रूल्स लिखते जाओ, ठीक है। Read the sentence, try to get the meaning. If they are talking about a singular object, because English, यहाँ पे when we talk about this grammar, I can teach you the rules, but the intuitiveness has to come from you. What are we talking about? Because grammar में they'll tell you कि if there is a singular subject, use a singular verb, but you have to identify whether it's a singular subject or not. So that's why read the sentence, right? And ये data वाला question मैंने इसलिए cover करा दिया है कि data is plural. So remember this. Now, those who have joined us just now, I'll give you another 1.5 minutes, right? We still have to discuss sentence number 5 to sentence number 8. I want you to answer in this format in a single line, 5A or B, 6A or B, 7A or B, and 8A or B. All right? And then we'll discuss each one of them and we'll discuss what are the rules that are being applied here. Everybody clear till now? जो मेरी पुरानी क्लास के स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो भी और जो नई क्लास के स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो भी. Is everybody clear? सृष्टि, सोहम, काजल, प्रिया, तिवाड़ी, मिश्रा है क्या यहाँ पे, वैष्णवी, अधर्व, एजे, all those who are here, everybody clear? ठीक है, then let's start. Your time starts now. Yes, Akshay, you're right. Second part पे depend करता है. The one which is closer. Verb जिस भी subject के closer है उस पे depend करेगा. After second part नहीं, बस ये बोल दे कि जो भी verb के closer है, usually it's the second part. So yeah. ठीक है? All right. Okay, very quick, very good. इसमें एक्चुअली काफी सारे रूल्स अप्लाई हो रहे हैं, सो कीप योर पेन एंड पेपर रेडी. ठीक है, बहुत सारे रूल्स हम यहीं से पढ़ लेंगे. ऑल राइट, सो टाइम्स अप. ठीक है, नाउ लेट मी चेक द आंसर्स and just a moment. Okay. So I have these answers here. Now guys, check with me. ठीक है? And Prashant यहाँ पे कुछ नया बना रहा है. कुछ verbal puzzle. So let's see this. His jacket, all right, not his shirt or socks, always seems to match his slacks. ठीक है? His jacket is matching the slacks. So it's a singular subject. It should be seems. That's why ये question थोड़ा सा confusing था. ठीक है? So tell me, who got this one correct? Kajal says A. Pranav, very good. It's option number B. AJ got this correct. Vaishnavi, it's option number B. उसका कौन सी चीज उसके स्लैक्स से मैच कर रही है? उसका जैकेट. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आई एम वेयरिंग अ लॉट ऑफ एक्सेसरीज बट माई शर्ट, right, it's black in color, it matches the slacks I'm wearing, which is black. So we're talking about a singular subject here, right? That's why I said read the sentence. ये बीच के words नहीं भी हो, the easy way to do it, you'll be like ma'am ऐसे तो हमेशा confuse हो जाएंगे. So I'll give you an easy way to do it. Do one thing, whenever you have confusion ना, एक बार the words which are causing confusion, try to cut those words from the sentence and see if they make any difference. It's not making any difference. If I read the sentence like this, his jacket always seems to match his slacks. Even this is a correct sentence. The additional words here are just to confuse you. So the best way is, if you're getting confused by certain words, just cross them off of a sentence and then see which verb should apply. Then you will correctly see the subject. So either you do this is a shortcut, this is an informal way. The formal way is, look for the subject. What are we talking? Which is matching what? Are we talking about the shirt or socks matching the slacks? Or are we talking about a singular thing, jacket matching the slacks? Once you're clear about the subject, immediately you can identify the verb. Identifying the verb is not a problem. Identifying the subject is a problem, right? So approach it that way. Is everybody clear? So 5 is option number B. Everybody. अपना counting खुद ही करना और last में मुझे scores बताएंगे. And there is some guy called everybody. So he started mocking me already. You got it correct? ठीक है everybody. He's taken the joke quite literally now. Okay. He as well as his friends has failed. He has failed. Same test. The failure here is actually being used for he, first thing. Second thing, here is a rule, as well as अगर हम ये वाला term use कर रहे हैं और some terms like such as, like, to, in addition to, ठीक है, rather than, or besides him, his friends also has failed, ठीक है. So for all these terms, as well as, such as, like, in addition to, along with, what else is there, excluding, besides, for all these words, right, you will use a singular form of verb क्योंकि उसके पहले कोई singular use हो रहा होगा. So he तो has failed only along with his friends. So he has failed, or remove what is here and then see what do you have to write. So he has failed. That's an informal way of doing it. Yes. So who got this correct? Ye wala. So write these words down. I'll take the names of the words, right? That will be easy for you. So phrases such as well as, ठीक है, such as, excluding me, everybody has passed. ठीक है, हम ये बोलते नहीं है मेरे को छोड़ के बाद बाकी सबका टेस्ट क्लियर हो गया, बाद मेरे को छोड़ के बाद बाकी everybody has got a 10 on 10. So excluding, besides, along with, like, in addition to, yes, Paki, tell me, what part do I have to repeat? Which part do you want me to repeat, Paki? I'll repeat that. Akshay, I actually, apart from and, nahi. I cannot say that, Akshay, because as we move further, there are certain exceptions with and too. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे subject verb agreement में थोड़े से exceptions ज़्यादा हैं. So we cannot say that with the and वाला thing, you know, you can say that everything apart from and you have to use a singular verb. No, it's not like that. Even in and, when we are using and, for example, bread and butter are my favorite breakfast नहीं होगा, जबकि वहाँ पे and है, ठीक है, because you're talking about bread and butter together as a single unit. So bread and butter is my favorite breakfast. Is that clear, Akshay? And all the others? Got it? ठीक है. So in addition to, तो एक बार list बना लो ताकि तुम्हारे पास रहेगा. Now, coming back, next is question number 7. ठीक है? तो question number 7 में है the quiz as well as all the workbook exercises. ठीक है? Again, similar thing because as well as है was collected. ठीक है? तो quiz was collected, उसके अलावा all the workbook exercises they were also collected with the quiz. ठीक है? All right, Akshay. Question number 8. The annual rituals of the group. ठीक है? It's the rituals that confuse. ठीक है? It's not the group that confuses you. What confuses you? Ask that question to yourself. It's the rituals. That's a plural. So you will use the plural form of the verb. They confuse you. The annual rituals of the group confuses नहीं होगा. ठीक है? Confuse the neighbors. All right? Is that okay? Everybody clear? Okay, I'm just hoping there is nothing else here. All right. So, can anybody tell me the score now? On a figure of 8, how many of you got 8 on 8? How many 5 on 8 and above? 5 on 8 and above कितने लोगों के हैं? अगर इससे नीचे है तो इम्प्रूव करेंगे, इससे ऊपर है तो आई एम नॉट देयर. ठीक है? बट डू वन थिंग, pat yourself on the back. Very good going. The questions were tough. I didn't tell you that. I told you that it was a basic exercise, but they were good questions. ठीक है? It's okay, Akshay. Pranav got 4 on 5. Very good, Pranav. Akshay 2 on 4. तो बाकी का क्या किया तूने? अच्छा, तेरा नेट ही करेक्ट नहीं वर्क कर रहा है. ठीक है. तिवाड़ी, पाखी वेरी गुड. अधर वेरी गुड. सृष्टि 5 on 8. गुड. बहुत अच्छी बात है, बहुत ही बेहतरीन बात है. फॉर द फर्स्ट क्लास इट्स रियली गुड. एनीबडी एल्स वांट्स टू शेयर द स्कोर्स? ओके. नाउ अब जबकि हमने थोड़े थोड़े रूल्स पढ़ लिए हैं, ठीक है, सो नाउ दिस इज अगेन इट्स बेस्ड ऑन, आई हैव सेड करेक्ट ग्रामर and usage, but it's based on subject verb agreement. So इस एक्सरसाइज को हम थोड़ा सा 2 पार्ट्स में करेंगे. कैसे? which part do you want me to repeat? everybody? तेरा नाम everybody बोलूं कि क्या बोलूं मैं? पहले तो नाम बता मुझे, so that I'll always know you. Nobody can hide in my class. So what part do you want me to repeat? 8th again. Okay. 8th is the annual rituals of the group. What confuses you? The group confuses you or the rituals confuse you? It's the rituals, right? Yes, I'm repeating that. It's the rituals, right? So rituals is plural. So the verb will be plural. What is plural out of confuse and confuses? Verb ending in S is usually for the singular. So confuses your answer. Option number A. All right, Aman. ठीक है. चलो. Moving ahead, इस एक्सरसाइज को तुम करोगे कैसे? द बेस्ट वे टू डू SVA, सब्जेक्ट वर्ब अग्रीमेंट कराना है, राइट? तो सब्जेक्ट ढूंढ लो. वर्ब तो तुमको वैसे ही पता होएगा कि सही क्या आना है, इज आना है कि आर आना है, राइट? सो लेट्स डू क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 to 4 इन द फर्स्ट 1.5 to 2 minutes. इसमें थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा, ये थोड़े से डिफिकल्ट हैं and keep your paper and pen handy. Keep writing down the rules. मैं लिखने को इसलिए बोल रही हूँ, rules तुम्हें कहीं भी पढ़ने को मिल जाएंगे, but the reason I'm making you write them so that when you want to revise, they are very very basic rules. तो इतना भी पढ़ लेंगे तो हमारा SVA पूरा revise हो जाएगा. Is that okay? Now, the time starts now. And answer me in the same format till question number 4. 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash and 4 dash. ठीक है? And keep a score. All right. Pranav, you have to select the sentences basis correct grammar and usage. That means you have to tell me out of 1, 2, 3 and 4 which are the correct sentences. Is that okay? Okay, Kajal has already answered. Last 45 seconds. Okay. Discuss कर ले. Anybody else wants to answer? थ्री एंड फोर बोल रहे हैं, कुछ लोग 2 and 3 बोल रहे हैं, कुछ लोग 2 बोल रहे हैं, 2 wrong 3 wrong. अक्षय, करेक्ट आइडेंटिफाई करना है तुझे. Okay, so interestingly, only one sentence is correct. ठीक है, and that is sentence number 4. So Pakhi is the one who's very close to it. ठीक है. Now, there are the rules. The first one was easy to guess. We are here talking about the problem. ठीक है, we are not talking about the taxes. Taxes verb नहीं है, sorry, taxes subject नहीं है. Problem is the subject. So problem is singular, so it should be is. Option number, sentence number 1 is wrong. Is that okay? Akshay got this correct also and Paki was also close enough. Neither of my parents have a formal education. Now again note down the words. ठीक है? Neither, either, ठीक है? And indefinite pronouns जितने भी होते हैं, each, every, etc., all have singular verb. ठीक है? They are considered to have singular subjects. So singular verbs इन्हें follow करेंगे, unless of course there is again an exception. Now moving ahead, neither of my parents has a formal education. When you're talking about neither of your parents, that means neither your father nor your mother. So you're talking about them individually has a formal education. So that's the rationale. When you're talking about either of something, that means ना तो इसके पास है ना तो इसके पास है. So basically एक एक चीज को हम एक एक टाइम पे रेफर कर रहे हैं. That's why they are considered to be singular. Is everybody getting a hang of this? कोई confusion है तो बोलो, अभी बोलो. सृष्टि, अक्षय, अधर, काजल, प्रणव, समझ आया करना क्या है? And मेरे दूसरे बैच के students, are you guys still with me? Everybody alive? Kicking? And sad I know. और ग्रामर के रूल्स बहुत सैड है यार, मेरे को भी सैड लगते हैं. एक्सेप्शन ये है, एक्सेप्शन यार इसमें अभी आगे आएगा, मैं बताऊंगी तुझे, जैसे मैंने तुझे वो एंड वाला बताया था. ठीक है? एक्सेप्शन एक्चुअली सेंटेंस नंबर 4 में है. सो वील डू दैट. एक वहां पर है और एक आगे जब हम करेंगे तो उसमें कुछ एक्सेप्शंस आएंगे तो देखो बता दूंगी, चिंता मत कर. ठीक है? अक्षय को इतनी जल्दी है तो रेनन मार्टिन पढ़ लेना जाके, सब एक साथ ही दिया हुआ है वहां पे. हाँ, मिश्रा की तरह हो गया ये बिल्कुल. मिश्रा को देखा नहीं है मैंने. एनी विच वेज, नीदर ऑफ माई पेरेंट्स हैज अ फॉर्मल एजुकेशन. सो नीदर, ईदर, ईच, एवरीबडी, लाइक अमन इज एवरीबडी. बहुत सारे हैं प्रणव. केमिस्ट्री में एक्सेप्शंस होते हैं. ठीक है? ऑर्गेनिक में बहुत एक्सेप्शन होते हैं. ऑर्गेनिक में एक्सेप्शन ही एक्सेप्शन करते हैं. वैसे ही इंग्लिश में स्पेशली सब्जेक्ट वर्ब अग्रीमेंट में बहुत ज्यादा एक्सेप्शंस है, बिकॉज दिस इज द फाउंडेशन ऑफ ग्रामर. ऑलराइट? यस पवन, यू आर राइट. बेसिक ग्रामर यहां से स्टार्ट होती है. Either, as I told you, again you use it in a singular form. So either is fine with me. Any of the choices. For example, if somebody asks you, मतलब अभी तो कमाना शुरू नहीं किया है, कमाने लग जाओगे मतलब बहुत अच्छा वाला, तो थोड़ी choices आ जाएंगी. If somebody asks you कि भाई फरारी चाहिए, Lamborghini चाहिए, मतलब फ्री में, like कोई भी दे दे यार. So either is fine with me. Lamborghini दे दे, फरारी दे दे, both are fine. ठीक है? चलो ठीक है. So either is, तू चिंता मत कर, यहाँ पे कोई धोखा नहीं होगा तेरे साथ. Either is fine with me. Now this sentence is actually special. ठीक है? Now none of the girls is married, and then there is another sentence, option number 5. None of the criminals have been arrested. Have been as what? Plural form. सेंटेंस अगर तुम 4 and 5 को कंपेयर करो, आई वॉन्ट यू गाइज टू रीड सेंटेंस नंबर 4 and 5 अगेन. None of the girls is married and none of the criminals have been arrested. So the sentence structure is almost the same, but if you actually look at the meaning, ठीक है? None of the girls is married. शादी लड़कियों की एक एक करके होगी, right? So we are actually approaching them singularly. इसकी भी नहीं हुई, उसकी भी नहीं हुई, उसकी भी नहीं हुई. So that's why this was the exception that I was talking about, Akshay, कि बहुत सारी चीजें बहुत straight forward होने के बाद भी there'll be differences. So when you are using terminology like none, half, ऐसा जब भी तुम use करोगे, then it depends on the kind of sense you want the sentence to make. If you're talking about none of the girls is married, that means individually no girl is married, then you will use is. ठीक है? But similarly structured sentence, none of the criminals, you are using have. which is a plural form of the verb. ठीक है, because we are saying इतने सारे जो भी criminals हैं, ठीक है, none of them have been arrested. सब में से कोई भी arrest नहीं हुआ है. यहाँ पे सब में से एक की भी शादी नहीं हुई है और यहाँ पे सब में से कोई भी arrest नहीं हुआ है. So that's the difference. There in the second sentence, in sentence number 5, you're talking about criminals as a group. So none of them have been arrested. कि गब्बर और उसका पूरा जो टीम है, जितने भी आदमी थे, none of them have been arrested. And none of the girls is married. किसी भी एक लड़की की शादी नहीं हुई है. Is that okay? थोड़ा confusing है, but as we'll progress, you'll kind of understand. So 6th, 7th and 8th, I'll give you 1.5 minutes based on your understanding how the sentence should be structured, right? The rule will be similar for half also. Whether you use none or half, the rules are similar. So based on your understanding, yes, we are going on meaning. That's right. When it comes to none or half, you go with the meaning of the sentence and then see you decipher that whether it should be singular or plural. So let's start. Your 1.5 minutes start now. ये थोड़ा confusing है. थोड़े से और examples करेंगे. एक और set of exercises है. Then it will be completely clear. यस एजे, दोनों सेम लग रहे हैं, तभी तो अभी डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे. तेको जो ठीक लगता है एजे, आंसर मी दैट एंड देन वील डिस्कस देम इन डिटेल. सो डोंट वरी. अभी जब हम 6, 7, 8 सेंटेंस करेंगे ना, ये बिल्कुल क्लियर हो जाएगा. सो लेट मी नो विच सेंटेंस इज करेक्ट आउट ऑफ 6, 7 एंड 8. कौन सा वाला सेंटेंस करेक्ट है? काजल, बाय द वे, आई हैव टू टेल यू समथिंग. यू वेरी शार्प. आंसर सही होते हैं, नहीं होते हैं, but you're very sharp, so you'll get there soon. ठीक है? Srishti, are you still with me? Pawan and Tiwari, are you still here? Priya is good with grammar. So Priya, are you still here? All right, time's up. So who wants to answer this? 1.5 minutes over already. So I'll give you last 15 seconds to type in the answers. 5 and 8 is correct. Tejani says, Kajal says option number 7. Okay. Kajal, then why option 8 is wrong? Pranav, we had to check between sentence 6, 7 and 8. 5 तो मैंने बता ही दिया है, 5 तो करेक्ट ही है. So 6, 7 and 8 के अंदर कौन कौन करेक्ट है? ओके, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. All right. So Priya, amazing response. Yes, 7 and 8 both are correct. 6th is incorrect. ठीक है? So Paki, I'm not there, but give a pat on your back. Brilliantly answered. Now let's discuss this. इसमें क्या confusions हैं? देखो थोड़े confusions रहेंगे. मैं मना नहीं कर रही हूँ कि नहीं रहेंगे. मैं नहीं कह रही हूँ कि हम सब बहुत smart हैं, सभी का सब कुछ हो जाएगा. मेरे को भी बहुत time लगा था समझने में when I read it for the first time. So I'll try my best to explain it to you. ठीक है? Now none of the children are as sweet as Mary Ann, right? Now what are you saying? How will you compare children to Mary Ann? सारे बच्चों को एक साथ मिला के तो you can't compare to Mary Ann. Say for example, there is anybody in my class. Say मैं अगर पाकी से बोलती हूँ, none of the children have as good grammar, right? As पाकी, ठीक है? तो that will be a wrong thing to say have as good grammar. It should be has as good grammar, because how will I do the comparison? Understand how it is going on. I will compare each and every child with her. I cannot combine all the children and then compare their collective IQ with her IQ. That would be a wrong comparison. So if you look at the structure of this sentence, none of the children is as sweet as Mary Ann, because you will be comparing each one with Mary Ann, and then you will be saying that, okay, none of the children is as sweet as her, right? So it should be is, depending on what we are referring to and how we are referring to it. Okay? You're welcome, Paki. You deserved it. Now, Pranav, yes, 8th is correct. 8th is correct and 7th is also correct. Now, half hai or any fraction of numbers that you are using. Okay? So, whether it should be a singular verb or a plural verb with whatever subjects you are following with half, which is following the word half, that depends on the subject then. So here if you see, male is plural only. It can be singular and plural. So for both singular and plural, it is male only. Okay? Now, half of the male, we are talking about, bhai mere paas 6-8 mail aayi hongi, unme se 4 they has been opened. So when you're talking about this, half of the mail has been opened. That's the correct way to say it. Mail ke saath, you will use the singular form of the verb. Okay? Because male will always remain male. However, if you are using half of the letters, it's plural. This subject is plural. Half of the letters have been read. So both 7 and 8 are correct. नहीं होता एजे. Smart ले ले, sweet ले ले, कुछ भी ले ले. All of them are abstract nouns. That's what you're asking, right? That instead of sweet, if it was smart, that's what you're asking. Again, the noun remains the same, na? It's an abstract noun. AJ? So whatever you change doesn't matter. How will you compare? That is what matters. So none of the children is as sweet as Mary Ann. None of them is. As I told you, none of the girls is married. You will individually check whether one of them is married or not. Right? So that's why is and are. ठीक है? अभी clear है AJ? Okay. Let's move on to sentences 9 to 14. ठीक है? From 9 to 14, I will give you 4 minutes. ठीक है? You have to identify in the 3 minutes. No, has is, yaar, has to singular hai na? She has a mole on her left cheek. Sorry, this is my left cheek. She has a mole on her left cheek. So has is singular. Have is plural. They have yellow t-shirts with them. ठीक है? So for 9 to 14, I will give you 3.5 minutes. You tell me which of the sentences have correct subject verb agreement. Identify the subject, figure out whether it is singular or plural, and then you will be easily able to figure out the verb. Remember the rules I have taught you, because similar rules are being applied here. ठीक है? Read the sentence and then you will be able to judge whether the subject is being referred to as a single unit or as a plural unit. ठीक है? ये last के थोड़े difficult questions हैं, and then we'll move on to the most happening part of our session, which is the vocab part. So your time starts now. हाँ, I के साथ तो have ही लगता है यार, मतलब वो भी grammar का ही rule है. I has तो हो नहीं सकता, तेरे को भी पता है, मेरे को भी पता है. Other than that, AJ, if you're just telling me an information, so you'll have to send me the pics. I can't see you here. ठीक है? चलो. Let me know the sentences which you think are correct. .5 minutes over. Paki, the last sentence is, she is one of the girls who cheers on Friday nights. कोई cheerleading group होगा. So, okay, I'll just read it again. She is one of the girls who cheers on Friday nights. Is that okay? Akshay, Paki, is it clear now? Pranav tells me 10, 12, 3. Kajal says sentence number 10. Kajal again says, okay, 9, 10, 11, 12 are correct. All right. You have last 1.5 minutes for you to answer me this. इसके बाद हमारा subject verb agreement खत्म हो जाता है. This is kind of the most difficult part. We usually don't get subject verb agreement more difficult than this exams के अंदर तो at least. So anybody else wants to answer this? Okay. So time's up. Let me tell you the answers now. ठीक है? Jay and Viru, each is. Usually, each के बाद you will be using the singular form of the verb. I'll give you an example. But यहाँ पे and भी आ रहा है. Jay and Viru, they will be applying for the positions individually. They are not a unit together, right? We say Jay and Viru are friends. ठीक है? Jay and Viru, if you like write it like this, you know, Jay and Viru is a movie, then it is okay because then we are referring to them as a unit. But here they are both separate individuals who will be applying for a position. So each are. That's where the context of the sentence comes into picture. So it should be are. So except 11 and 13, all are correct. Okay. No, 9th is incorrect. It should be are. Chicken and dumplings. So does anybody remember? I told Akshay there is an exception. Chicken and dumplings are my favorite holiday dish. This is a singular subject. You're talking about your favorite dish. You're not talking about your favorite dishes. If you said chicken and dumplings are my favorite holiday dishes, then R would be correct. But it's a singular subject here. You're talking only about a singular dish. That means we're talking about chicken and dumplings together. Or for example, if we would have said bread and butter is my favorite breakfast, right? Okay, 9, 10, 11, 12, they are also not correct. So 10th is also incorrect. ठीक है? 10th is also incorrect. Let's come to 11. Now, as Akshay told, he mentioned that whenever you're using either or, neither nor, whatever, right? So whenever you're doing that, in that case, whatever is closer, whatever verb, you know, wherever the verb is closer, which noun, whatever noun is closer to the verb. Here, what is the verb are? What is the closest, what do you say? The noun, it's father. We are talking about who is, who is responsible? My brothers or my father? Who is responsible? So in that case, you will not take it from the brothers. Okay? You will take it with the latter subject, the second part subject, my father. So this has to be is. Either ke saath, the subject which is, further will be taking it. I'm so sorry. Are in either. Sorry, I think it's the same sentence. No, this one is also correct. My bad. I think I'm hungry. Anyways, so either के साथ जो भी subject close में है, we're talking about brothers here. So R is correct. Are either my brothers or my father responsible? This is correct because whatever is close to either as a subject, the verb will be of the same order. It's a plural, so the verb will be plural. 11th is correct. Is either my father or my brothers responsible? This is also correct because either is close to father, which is a singular subject, and hence a singular verb will follow. So 11th and 12th both are correct. Yes, Paki, in both are. Yes, both are is also right. You're right, Pranav. Both are is also right. And Paki, yes, in the tense sentence, chicken and dumplings is a subject, but it's a single unit. It's a single dish. Now, I don't know if you're a vegetarian or a non-vegetarian, so it must be something to do with the non-vegetarians that they combine this as a single dish. They eat momos with chicken. So, I am a vegetarian, so I don't know about that, but I can surely say that about bread and butter. Bread and butter are separate entities, but together they are taken up as a single unit. So, it will be is. Yes, yes, Kajal, it's a single unit. In this question, it's a single unit because dish has been taken as a singular subject. Okay? Okay. Sentence number 13. Many a tear have to fall. Now, when you have many, right, or you have each, every, then you use a singular subject. So, many a tear has to fall. Many a tear have to fall nahi hoga. ठीक है? Many a people have come. nahi, many a people has come. Many a leaders has come. So, it should be singular form of the verb. So, 13th is also incorrect. With many, each, every, you have the singular form of the verb. Yes, Pranav. Dishes hota to are hota. Chicken and dumplings are my favorite dishes, holiday dishes. It's just like what we did in sentence number 9. Is that clear, Pranav? There, Jay and Viru are separate entities. So, even after being combined with an and, they are not a single unit. But if we said Jay and Viru movie or which movie we had? दिन में दो लोगों के नाम थे ना? Bunty and Bubbly. ठीक है, is a movie, is a very good movie. Bunty और Bubbly is a very good movie. तो वहां पे Bunty and Bubbly is a singular unit, right? तब वहां पे is होता, but यहाँ पे they are separate people who are applying for separate positions, so it's an R. Now, option number 14. She is one of the girls who cheers on Friday nights. I want you to see actually two sentences linked to it. She is one of the girls who cheers. Sorry. ठीक है? And then there is another sentence. Now, if you look at these two sentences, they look almost the same. They all talk about one person out of a group. Alright. This sentence here talks about one of the people, one of the girls, so she's from a group of women who actually cheer on Friday nights, maybe in an IPL game, right? So it will not be cheers, because here we are not concerned about that one girl. We are talking about one of the girls. We are talking about this group. Who here is for the group of people, right? It's not for that girl. So here the who which cheers on Friday nights is the entire group which cheers on the Friday nights, and she is one of the people of those group. So here the who is for the entire group. So since it's for a group, this is a group, it's a plural subject. If this is a plural subject, it should be cheer, all right, and not cheers. Okay. On the contrary, if you look at this sentence, she is the only one. Now here, she is the only one of the cheerleaders who have a broken leg. There is somebody who's having a broken leg, and that's only one person, right? The broken leg, this actually refers to only one person. This does not refer to the entire group of cheerleaders. So here it should not be have but has. So it's basically based on how you read the sentence. You have to figure out, whenever you're writing who, whenever you're using pronouns like these, then you have to identify what is the subject. Are you talking about the entire group or one of the persons of the group? In the second sentence, you're talking about one of the persons in the group, so it is a has. In the first sentence, you're talking about the entire group, so you're using a plural form of the verb. AJ, you want me to repeat which one? 10th one? Or which one? AJ, कौन सा repeat करना है? And by the way, is sentence number 14 clear to everyone? I'm sorry, I just went ahead with it. So let me know, ये सब clear है कि नहीं है? Everybody clear till here? AJ, you'll have to tell me your doubt again. Yes, 10th is incorrect, AJ. Chicken and dumplings has to be treated as a single unit because we are talking about one single dish. Okay, that's why there should be is. Is that okay? Everybody clear about sentence number 14? 14 repeat karna hai? Paki? Okay. When we are talking about she is one of the girls who cheers on Friday nights. When we are saying who cheers on Friday nights, we are talking about the entire group of girls that goes on to cheers on Friday nights. They must be a part of some cheerleading squad, right? Now, she is one of those people who go. Now, she is one of those people means she's a part of that group. Now, when the part after who, cheers on Friday nights, the part after who is actually describing the entire group of which that woman is a part. For example, if you are a part of a group in college, your gang is known by, say, your gang's name is ABCD group, right? Then you are one of the people of that ABCD group. So if people are talking behind your back and they are saying, okay, these ABCD group women are very snotty, right? And they're very snooty. Then they will be talking in plural because they're talking about a group. That means a bunch of people. So this is for a bunch of people because she is a part of a group which cheers on Friday nights. That's why they will have a plural verb. So cheers is incorrect here because cheers is for a singular person. नहीं, that is wrong. Akshay, each के साथ वहाँ पे problem ये है because here Jay and Viru are acting as separate entities. Jay and Viru both will be, right? They are separately applying for a position. So it will be are, that's there. And for ninth, ठीक है, यही है. And each के साथ बाकी जगह पे, if you actually have to say a sentence, it's like, okay, each of the students works at the hospital. There you're talking about each singular student. But यहाँ पे ये दोनों अलग-अलग entity है. So two entities are working separately but in a same sentence joined by and. So that becomes a plural. So Akshay, the easier way to understand this is and always makes things plural. That's the general rule. It is only when you are considering those two entities as a single unit. For example, when we are talking about food or when we are talking about a movie which has two names. ठीक है? For example, जैसे मैंने बोला था बंटी और बबली. Now, बंटी and बबली अगर मूवी का नाम होता तो we would have said बंटी and बबली is a hit movie. We wouldn't say बंटी and बबली are a hit movie. नहीं, then तो इसका मतलब बंटी एक separate movie है, बबली एक separate movie है. So this is the exception. Otherwise, with and you always have a plural verb. ठीक है? Now let's come to the fun part. I'll take you to the vocab first. ये वाली vocab हम कल करेंगे. So there are some French words as I promised to people from the other session also. I can only see people from the other session as of now. 11 वाला भी repeat करना है? अच्छा देखो. AJ, let's do one thing. 11 मैं तुझे बता दूंगी. यहाँ पर आ गए हैं. So there are some French words which are a part of common vocabulary, right? तो एक बार ये करते हैं. थोड़ा सा entertainment होएगा. And AJ, उसके बाद I'll take you back to question number 11. Is that okay, AJ? थोड़ा vocab करें. French words हैं. And you'll kind of enjoy it. इसमें अच्छी pictures हैं. So these are some of the words which we often hear. Avant-garde, cafe au lait. You must have figured this out by now. What is option B for? So I'll show you the photos and then you let me know which option does it relate to. Alright? So if you want to keep a snapshot of these French words, keep a snapshot. Yes, the glamour part. Oh, there is too much glamour, Akshay. There's too much glamour today. Katy Perry, Rihanna and Priyanka Chopra in one frame. Alright, so take a snapshot of this page and then I'll start showing you the pictures and then you will tell me the options. Done? Everybody? मतलब इतना मेहनत किया है, अब तो कुछ तो अच्छा चीज होना चाहिए ना. ऐसे बोरिंग करेंगे तो फिर कैसे पढ़ाई में मन लगेगा. Ready? आगे चले? Everybody taken a snapshot? Okay. Let's move on then. This is the first photo. Alright. So this photo is from Met Gala. Alright. Met Gala 2017. जो Met Gala 2019 में हुआ था उसमें तो उसका थीम था Camp Notes. And the Met Gala 2017, the theme was avant-garde. The theme was something, the art in between. They were paying a tribute to a very old designer. She had spent 40 years in the fashion industry. So the theme was avant-garde. Avant-garde means something which is very radical, which is very new in art and literature. कुछ बिल्कुल ही अलग करना होता है, ठीक है? So going with that theme, you have to identify who's who. There's Priyanka Chopra, there's Rihanna, and there's Katy Perry. Priyanka Chopra is looking very hot in this. So she was considered to be one of the best dressed women in the Met Gala 2017. But in the camp notes in the Met Gala 2019, there were a lot of memes about it. You actually know she had all those frizzy hair going here and there. But nonetheless, Kim Kardashian was looking very good, extremely good. She was wearing a skinny shirt, I guess, and her dress made headlines. So you have to tell me which word it is. Met Gala photo. So you have 4 French words with you. So tell me the option number. I already told you, वैसे तो. I was very excited about this one. So anybody wants to answer this? Paki, Akshay, AJ, जो भी है क्लास में. Akshay, I'm saying you guys have the snapshot of the 4 options: avant-garde, something with cafe, bête noire, and coup de grace. So out of those 4 options, which one is it? Option A, option B, option C, option D. I hope you guys are not busy just seeing the photographs. Otherwise, we won't be able to move on to the next one. Akshay, you already have the list of 4 words, 4 French words that I showed you. I asked you to take a snapshot. Remember? It had 4 words. और बाकी लोग क्या कर रहे हैं भाई? फोटोज देखने में बिजी हैं, कोई जवाब देगा मेरे को? Yeah, I know, it's avant-garde. Okay, avant-garde means something which is very radical, which is very new. So this is related to the Met Gala. Akshay उसकी बात भी गलत बता रहा है. Option A is the answer. All right. So whenever you hear the word or read the word avant-garde, it means somebody who's an iconoclast. That's another word for it. Somebody who's very radical. People sometimes refer to them as hippies, but usually avant-garde, this is a French word. It relates to somebody who's very high-end in fashion and tries something which is very, very new, very, very exceptional. Okay. So now again the 4 words are here for you. See the words and tell me which option applies to this photograph. This is very easy. Right? So I guess everybody can guess this one. ये वाला तो बहुत आसान है. So can anybody tell me the options from this photograph? Yes, Adhar. So cafe latte is also called cafe au lait. Cafe latte, it's called coffee made in milk and it's usually white in color. Yes, Devyani, it's option number B. Alright, now let's look at the next photo. So take a look at the 4 options again. Alright, Akshay. Take a look at the options again and there we go. So what does this photo remember? What does this photo remind you of? Srishti, you still with us? This is a photo. Look at the options and then tell me which French word is related to these 2 people. There's a very famous word. I'll give you a synonym of this word. It's called nemesis, like Batman and Joker. And you have this guy called Thanos and the Avengers. You have to judge that, Adhar. अगर सीक्वेंस में होते तो क्लास में क्यों कराती मैं तुझे? So what's the option? Arch enemies. Paki? Okay. That's a bête noire. I asked you to take a snapshot. I already showed you the words. Bête noire. Bête noire means your arch enemy. So Popeye and Brutus, they're arch enemies. Joker and Batman, arch enemies. Thanos and Avengers, arch enemies. So yes, it's bête noire. And then again, look at the options and so only one is left. Yes. Do you guys remember this photo? Rings a bell? कौन सी movie है? क्या है? This is the last scene of the last part of the movie Harry Potter. Yes, Adhar, Paki and AJ all are right. So a bête noire is somebody who is your arch enemy, who's your nemesis. Alright? That is a French word for enemy. This is a word you read very often in classic literature text and in difficult passages. Yes, Adhar, this is Harry Potter, the last battle that, when Voldemort's end, right? This is how it happened. So the word associated with it is option number C, coup de grace. So why am I showing you this photograph here is, coup de grace actually means the last master stroke before you defeat someone or you kill someone. So the master stroke, it was Harry's master stroke. This is the last ending where Harry ends up killing Voldemort. So it's called a coup de grace. Is that okay? So the word here is this. It's called a master stroke, which is responsible for defeating your opponent or killing your opponent. No, it's not Chamber of Secrets. It's the last one. I'm forgetting the name. The seventh part. What was the name of the Deathly Hallows? Was it the Deathly Hallows, the seventh part? So that's the only time they have a duel. Okay. So with that, I'll end the session. There are still some vocabulary questions left. So in the next session, we'll actually do the vocab part, the remaining vocab part, and we'll carry on with some more grammar. So I had a lot of questions for you today, but क्योंकि time बहुत ज़्यादा हो चुका है, so I'll end the session here. All right. Okay. So thank you everyone. Yes, Deathly Hallows Part 2. So thank you everyone, and I'll see you whenever Ronak informs me of the session next. The French words, some German words are important part of vocab, and they're very fun to learn. At least I find them extremely fun to learn. And I hope the grammar session was useful to those who joined me. इसीलिए आए थे कि SVA revise हो जाए. So I hope it helped. Maximum exceptions, we are done with that. So see you guys tomorrow, right? 7 p.m. sharp for the VARC 37th session. And we'll start with the RCs tomorrow. And I want everybody to do the RCs very sincerely. Otherwise, बहुत दिक्कत हो जानी है हमें. ZAT is just 1 month away. I've promised to make, get you up to the level of ZAT. So we'll really need to work harder. All right. Thank you.